Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So in today's video, we're going to talk a bit more about Iran. Looks like somebody else apart from United States have attacked Iran. So we're going to find out who. We're going to talk about some of the damage that the United States has caused. We'll talk about Chinese solar, how it was stolen by Donald Trump. We're going to talk about some Chinese floods going on. Is Trump about to be assassinated and blamed on Iran? And we're going to talk about how America has destroyed any chance of India becoming a superpower. So we're going to talk about that. Don't forget, guys, to join my second channel, and link is in my description. So anyway, Iran was attacked again last night for 2 nights in a row. However, something strange happened. Basically, United States have denied attacking Iran today. So if they've denied attacking Iran today, who was the culprits? From some of the evidence, it looks like Kuwait and Bahrain jointly attacked Iran. Obviously, it's not been confirmed, but there are many sources pointing to that fact based on satellite images and intelligence. And it makes sense, to be honest, because if you remember, in the 50-day war, UAE had also attacked a few times. So it wouldn't surprise me if the other Gulf countries suddenly joined in and started attacking, because Kuwait has been getting some severe hits by Iran. So has Bahrain. However, Iran has only been targeting US bases. They have not been targeting, Kuwait infrastructure or anything like that, or same with Bahrain as well. They've only been attacking the Fifth Fleet of United States. So if they have attacked Iran, this would be a grave escalation, because this means that Iran can hit their infrastructure in return. They don't have to just target American bases anymore. They can just start hitting Bahrain infrastructure, maybe Bahrain Palace, get rid of that, dictator. Same with Kuwait. It's all gloves should be off, right? I think Iran is probably waiting for the intelligence to come through, and if everything is confirmed, it really is bad news for Kuwait and Bahrain, I believe. There's also some information that there's been attacks coming in from northern Iraq, from the Kurdish territories as well. And Iran apparently has sent some special forces into that area. And I wouldn't be surprised if Iran does a ground operation in northern Iraq, in the Kuwaiti region, going all the way to Erbil. Erbil is a major US base, and a lot of the attacks and intelligence comes from there. So if they can take out Erbil, I think that would be a major loss to the United States. But we'll see how this develops, guys. I think that the United States is probably taking a break today. I think they're going to start attacking Iran on the weekend, because that's what they normally do. They wait till the markets are closed on Friday night, and then they start attacking Saturday and Sunday. And suddenly Monday morning, Trump comes on and says, "Oh, we want peace. We're talking. We want peace. We want peace." It's the same old script. Happens all the time, guys. So I think they're taking a breather tonight, but tomorrow I think they will start attacking 100%. So I'm just looking at some of the damage that the United States has caused. and they are specifically targeting Iranian infrastructure, especially the trains. And these train lines link Iran to China, to Russia. And during the 50-day war, while there was blockade going on, there was a lot of traffic through trains. There was a lot of train journeys going from Iran to China, back and forth. Same from Iran to Russia as well. So this time it looks like America is targeting the train lines, and they have made some massive holes. The news coming out of Iran today is that they have already repaired it, because this damage is not that big, if you can see. It's not like they've destroyed the whole bridge or anything like that. I think this stuff can be repaired in a day or maybe two, depending how many men and equipment you have. So news coming out that they have already repaired it. But this is a worry, because this means that United States has started to attack Iranian infrastructure, which they didn't do as much before. This time it looks like they will. They've attacked some power stations as well. There's talk about them attacking the Bushehr nuclear plant, but we haven't got any confirmation for that. And there's no activities of any radiation leak, so we have to wait for the news. I think the news will probably come out the next few days. We don't know yet. But yeah, guys, things are not looking good. I think the United States will start attacking Iran again. It's a guarantee. The things with the Strait of Hormuz MOU has been cancelled, so I think there's a planned Netanyahu visit to the United States coming up as well, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about the next round of what to do with Iran. And after that, they'll probably start full time again. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. So there's a story. Um, there's a story that's coming out. This is quite an old story, by the way, but suddenly a lot of people have been talking about it today. But China has invested around 15 billion in American factories to build solar panels. And these are Chinese companies, so they put a lot of money into it, hard-earned money. And then Trump comes along and he seizes these plants. He seizes the equipment. He seizes the company. And the Chinese company are basically forced to retreat. They're basically forced to go back to China empty-handed. So America has taken all of China's equipment, all of the factories, all the money, and they haven't given anything back. And this has happened to 2 or 3 companies in China. And not only that, American companies who have stolen Chinese equipment and factories, they are boasting online. And these factories are online on Twitter, showing off their technology, saying, look at us, we have automated solar panels, we make it, it's all automated, it's all America first, America made. But it's not America first, and it's not America made. This is Chinese equipment which they stole. I cannot believe why any Chinese company would want to invest in America. They never learn, guys. They never learn. This is not the first time this has happened. I believe last year, CATL, which is the biggest battery manufacturer in China, we're going to build factories in China. And luckily, the Chinese government stopped it. Otherwise, they would have lost their battery technology to the Americans. Americans would have stolen all of it. So luckily, the Chinese government stepped in and stopped that. But they didn't step in and stop these companies from setting up home in America. But they never learn, guys. Do they not look at the news? Do they not look at the geopolitics, what's going on? Do they not see that Trump is in charge? And look what Trump did in his first term. to all the Chinese companies in America. You know, do they never learn, guys? Seriously. I think I think from now on, no Chinese company should set up shop in America at all. Not even a little bit. And I'm not sure what China is doing about this. In the meantime, they've just lost 15 billion to America's stolen their equipment, technology, everything. If I was China, I would just start kicking out American companies in China and start taking their factories. I'll start with Tesla, but that's just me, guys. I'm obviously quite extreme, but I'm pretty serious. I would start with Tesla, guys. Anyway, let's move on. So China's been having some flood issues, and you can see how China tackles these floods, and they basically make these temporary boats which fit 500 people, and they are transporting these people back and forth from flood areas. You can see how many people there are. This is a big change from flooding like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, because I remember when I actually traveled to China, and there was a time when there was a huge flooding when I was there. Not in the city that I lived in, but I saw it all over the news. There was a huge flood at the time, and many people died, guys. We're talking about thousands of people died back then, and and how different it is now. The technology that they're using. And I'm watching closely how China tackles floods for the last few years, and it has greatly improved in every way. They are also using drones to transport people. Look at this. Does this look like some sort of sci-fi program? They literally look transporting people with drones one by one, and this wasn't there when I was there and when they were tackling floods and stuff. But China has been having problems with floods throughout its history. It's one of the issues that China's been having, but they have been tackling it. There's a lot of things that they are doing. For example, they are setting up new reservoirs. China also has something called the pump storage solution. So this is all over China, which they've been building, and they have thousands of these. They have been building these for the last 10, 20 years. Thousands of them all across China. So what happens is, basically, when there's a flood, all the water gets collected at the bottom, and this is what you call the pump storage, and it gets pumped up. So these power units basically pump the water up into a reservoir at the top, as you can see. And when the flooding is gone, and basically they need water, this water basically gets sent downwards. And when water gets sent downwards, it's obviously free energy, because obviously because of gravity you get free energy. So that's how they conserve water, and they also helps with the flooding as well. So this is just one of the solutions. They're also building thousands of dams all across China. All the cities are becoming green with trees. And what do trees do? They obviously soak in a lot of water from the roots as well. So many things that China's doing to fix their flooding. And nowadays the flooding is not that often. 20, 30 years ago, there used to be huge amounts of flooding all across China. But now the flooding is very, very rare. It does happen time to time, but it's not as big as it was before. I think there were some major disasters in China in the past, where some cities near the Yellow River got flooded. And the problem with the Yellow River, one of the things about the Yellow River is the reason it's called the Yellow River is because it's yellow, and it's yellow because there's a lot of deserts around that river, so a lot of sand goes inside the Yellow River, and because of all the sand and all the sediment goes into the river starts overflowing, and because of that overflow, it starts flooding nearby cities and things like that. So there have been problems with the Yellow River, and also there's been flooding down the south of China as well. The south of China rains a lot, and there's plenty of water in the southern parts of China as well. But they are fixing things, guys, and it's it's a long-term project, and I think every year they are becoming less and less flooding, and every city they are doing flood-prone works as well, with underground tunnels and new reservoirs being built around cities, and sponge cities as well. As many things that they're doing. What I might do is I might do an in-depth discussion about what China is doing to combat flooding in China. I might do uh, a long program on my new channel, so I might do that maybe next few days. So let's move on, guys. So is Israel planning to assassinate Donald Trump? It looks like it, because they did everyone knows they did 9/11, and to blame Saddam and blame Afghanistan to basically get the US to fight Israel's wars in the Middle East. And Israel might do the same thing again. But if they do another major 9/11 attack in the United States, people will know. People are not stupid. People will know it's Israel. So they're probably thinking about doing something the people don't expect, or something that they cannot get blamed for. And I think one of the things they can do is probably assassinate Donald Trump. Because even Donald Trump has been saying lately that Iran is after me, Iran might assassinate me. He's been saying that for a few days now, sometimes even for a few years. He's been blaming his past assassination attempts to Iran. So I think that if Israel, gets rid of him like they got rid of Charlie Kirk, then definitely they will go after Iran, and they will go fully after Iran. I mean, I'm talking major war here, with boots on the ground and things like that. So this could happen. This is something that Israelis might do, I believe. What do you guys think? I mean, I think it's very possible, guys. Very possible. But yeah, or they could do something, a bigger false flag like 9/11. And well, they still got away with it. 9/11, they still got away with it, guys. The EP files are still hidden. As long as Congress, the House and Senate, as long as they own them, as long as AIPAC owns all of them, I don't think Israel's got anything to worry about. They can do whatever the hell they want to the Americans. They own all the media. All it takes is a couple of media reports from Fox News, CNN blaming Iran, and you're going to see all of America getting all angry and saying, "Yeah, we want to go after Iran like they did with Saddam in Iraq." It really doesn't take much, guys, to convince the Americans to go to war against Iran. It doesn't take much at all, and I think Israel has realized that. So expect something to happen over the next few months, as long as but it does look like Donald Trump is playing ball. He is, obviously starting to attack Iran. So they might not do that. I think they will only do it if Donald Trump doesn't do what Israel says. And I think even Donald Trump knows that himself. Finally, guys, I'm going to talk about India. And it looks like America has destroyed India's dream of becoming a superpower. So we all heard about the Belt and Road um, from China going, there's a road and rail link going all the way from China, going all the way to Europe, passes various countries all over the world. I think over 85% of countries have signed up to the Belt and Road, and others are joining in every single year. And what India wanted was something similar to the Belt and Road, where they can have road and rail links going all the way to Europe, and then also going all the way to Russia, because they need Russian gas and oil, and they also need to export to Europe, but they don't have any good ways to do it, because if they do it by ship, the Strait of Hormuz is closed, so they have to go through the Red Sea, and the Suez Canal. There's a big waiting list on the Suez Canal. It's probably one of the most busiest canals in the world, and the waiting list plus the costs, it just takes forever for Indian ships to go through. And they cannot go the other way. If they go the other way, basically it's too long, because you have to go through the Pacific Ocean, go past America, then go past the Atlantic Ocean, and then get to Europe. It's just too far, too costly. So India's other way to do it was to go through Iran and then go straight to Afghanistan, and then from Afghanistan they can go to Russia, or they can go from Afghanistan into China, or into Turkey and Europe, basically. So that was India's plan. They wanted to have their own Belt and Road. So they have two plans. So one via Iran through Chabahar port, and India spent a lot of money developing Chabahar port. I think they spent around 50-60 billion or something like that, maybe more. They developed it with all the latest technology and gear, and a lot of construction. And then from there, the plan was to go by train all the way to Afghanistan, and then from Afghanistan they can join other railway lines, like the Belt and Road, or other railway lines, basically going into Europe or China. So that was the plan for India. So that plan got destroyed when America blew up Chabahar port yesterday. So all that money that India put into that port has gone to waste, and their dreams of going using Chabahar port to join to the rest of the world, Europe, China, Russia, that went up in smoke as well. They had another plan as well. They had another plan where they wanted to link India by sea all the way to UAE, and from UAE they would have had a train line going to Saudi Arabia, and then going via Saudi Arabia into Syria and Jordan, into Israel, and then from Israel into the Mediterranean, and then they can transport, export goods to Europe from the Mediterranean Sea. So that was the other option that India wanted, but that option has been destroyed by Iran closing the Hormuz Strait, or should I say the Persian Strait. So India's dreams of becoming a superpower disappeared, guys, all in the space of 2-3 months. It's all gone, all of it. So these plans that they had, they've all gone up in smoke. India's import costs have risen. The cost of oil and gas have risen. The cost of imports have risen as well. India is on life support at the moment, guys. Life support. The rupee, their rupee is basically has been going down for years now, and when your rupee goes down, this means that your imports, like gas, oil, and other imports that India needs, they go up. The cost of them go up because your currency is going down. That means you need more of your currency to buy these goods. So India is in real major trouble here. All of their plans have just gone up in smoke because of America. So if China did anything like this, you would have seen Indians all rise up and say, "Yeah, we don't like China. We need to take action against China." You would have seen Bollywood movies all about China as the villain. You would have seen all the news articles. You would have seen all these anti-Chinese channels like WeOn coming out and making up all these stories about China. You would have seen Modi standing on stage saying, "We will not be bullied by China. We will fight back against China," and all that stuff. But when America does it, when America kills Indian sailors, when America blows up Indian ports in Chabahar, when America puts all these tariffs on India, the highest tariffs in the world, when America tells India not to buy Russian gas or oil because they told them to, when America does all these things, what do you think India does? Nothing, guys. Nothing. Absolutely zero. Zilch. Absolutely quiet. Indians don't say a word. It's like a mouse. They just completely quiet. No, nothing on Twitter. No Indian channels will ever say anything bad about America. They will never say anything bad about Trump. Modi will never say anything bad about America or Trump or anything. He will just, you know, he would forget where his spine is. So can you see the difference, guys? This is why, you know, Indians think that they are better than the Chinese, and even now they think it. But when the white race does anything bad to Indians, they don't say a word. They just take it. You know, this is colonialism mindset, guys. The British took over India for 200 years. 200 years they took over India. You would think that, you know, the Indians would have fought back, took back their country, but no, they allowed it to happen for 200 years. Name any other country that got colonized for over 200 years. You're going to struggle to find out if there have been any, to be honest. But yeah, I think Indians need to really look at themselves, guys. Really need to look at themselves and see who their real friends are and who the real enemy is, and just have an independent foreign policy which will interest them, not become puppets of America, do whatever the hell America wants, allow themselves to be bullied by America. Anyway, guys, that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now, and don't forget to join my second channel. Bye, guys.